Well, hello, writers. My name is Lisa Cooper Ellison. I am a writer, trauma informed writing coach, and the host of the Writing Your Resilience podcast. I want to welcome you to part 2 of my Building Your Resilient Writing Practice series, Managing Your Creative Energy. And in this video, I am going to explore why you should check in with yourself before every single writing session. Then I'm going to share a simple practice you can use to check in with yourself before you write. And at the end, I'm going to talk about why doing this can help you write your deepest, most authentic material as you build a sustainable writing practice. Let's begin by talking about your energy bank account. So, we all have an energy bank account that includes the energy that we're going to use for our creative life, as well as everything else. And we have a finite amount of energy. I always like the way they talk about energy in the illness community in terms of spoons. But for the sake of this video, let's talk about it in terms of pencils. So every day you have a certain number of pencils that you can use for your writing and for everything else. And that number is going to depend on what you did the day before, as well as how you're feeling physically and everything else that you need to do. And it's important to understand that certain types of writing will fill you up and might lead to you having even more pencils. This is especially going to be writing that makes you feel alive, times when you're in a state of flow, and writing about light and funny topics. However, some of the writing you might feel called to do is going to involve the tough stuff, events in your life that are really difficult, scenes from a book that involve anger or trauma or something else that feels really heavy in the body. And when we do this work, we actually use up our pencils. So you might find that at the end of a tough writing session, you feel like you've run a marathon. And that's because, from a nervous system perspective, you actually have. So now that we've talked about your energy bank account, let's build a simple practice that you can use to help you manage your energy bank account and make sure that you have energy for all of your creative projects as well as everything else you need to do in your life. So, we're going to begin by getting out a sheet of paper. And I want you to make a list of all the things that you could write about during this writing session. You only need to write down 3 or 5 things. However, you can write more if that's helpful. You might find that already something is feeling really important or juicy to write about, but I want you to hold on before you choose it. So, after you've written down your list, I want you to check in with yourself. If you built a writing ritual in my previous video where you were meditating or doing something else where you settled yourself, you might already have a good sense of how you're feeling today. But if you don't, I want you to take time to think about how rested you are. How do you feel emotionally? How much get up and go do you have? And once you've done that, I want you to choose a number between 1 and 10, where 1 is, I can't get out of bed, and 10 is, I have so much energy, I think it's never going to run out. Once you have that number, I want you to think about your day. What else do you have to do? So, for instance, do you have a big project that you need to work on? Or do you have therapy today? Or do you need to be really present for children or somebody else? I want you to think about things in your life that could expend a lot of energy. And if you know that you have one or more of these that you need to attend to during this day, I want you to take away a number from the one that you just created. So that means that if you chose an 8 for your energy level for this day, and you know that you have a big presentation, you're going to cross that off and list it as a 7. So now that you understand a little more about your energy and how you need to expend it throughout the day, I want you to go back to that list of items you could write about. And I want you to rate each one on a scale from 1 to 10, where a 1 is, this is so emotionally blase, it doesn't mean anything to me. And a 10 is, this would feel so traumatic. It's the most traumatic thing I could write about, and it would feel traumatic as I am writing about it. Anything that you rate as an 8 or higher should actually be processed in therapy first. That way, you have one person attending to you and to this issue, and that they can hold space for all the emotions that you have. And you deserve this because most traumatic events happen when we are alone. No one is attending to us. And so you want to give yourself a different experience, and this will allow you to tell a different kind of story around whatever it is that you're going to write about. This is also important because the best writing, both for you as the writer and for your reader, is really between a 3 and a 7. So we have feelings about it. We might even cry as we're writing, and we might not even know what it means, but it's not so intense that we feel sick, scared, or like we want to run away from our writing. If you're having physical symptoms about your writing, then the intensity level is too high. All right. So now you have rated all of the items that you could work on, and you know what your energy level is. As you're thinking about what you could write about today, I want you to choose something that has a score that is lower than your energy level. So if you said, my energy level today is a 7, the topics that you choose to write about today should be lower than that. So you want to choose something that's maybe between a 6 and a 3. There are two reasons why you want to do this. Number one, you want to ensure you have the energy to be present for all the things that are going on in your day. And you also want to make sure that you have energy for your next writing session. So you're using your energy wisely so that you don't just have it for today, but you are building a sense of ease in your life so that you have energy for the future. And here's another reason why you need to do this. When you are using your energy wisely, you're telling the kid inside you, as well as the wounded part of yourself, that you've got its back, that you are not going to push it so hard that it's going to be dealing with things it can't handle, and that you're not going to overtax your nervous system, that you are the adult, wise writer in the room who will take care of it. And the more you set that up, the more those wounded, scared parts of yourself are going to trust you as the creator. They're going to give you more details, and they're going to allow you to be more vulnerable on the page. So that's how you manage your energy as you are writing, and that's how you will create a sustainable writing practice. If you want to understand yourself more through writing, you're working on a tough memoir, or you just want to learn more about the psychology of writing, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, check out the series that I have listed below, and be sure to go to lisacooperellison.com to get your copy of Write More, Fret Less. And if you want to work with your writing critic instead of against it, be sure to check out this video.